Welcome to the T-Shirt Report, live from beautiful downtown Atlanta, here in the garment zone of the SGIA show. Our guest today is Rich Hoffman. You're fully the president or chairman or king honcho of all M&R there is?
I'm president and CEO.
President and CEO. Rich and I have been friends for ages. I remember that in my first factories, I was always asking, I'd like Rich Hoffman to come and repair my equipment. And you told a story in Atlantic City when we were together a couple of years ago that I was his very first repair order.
Absolutely.
Was it good for you?
It was good for me, but I needed action schnell. Send me the new kid.
I was actually the service manager for Advance, and it was my very first service call that I was sent out on.
And it was Greaves.
And I had no idea who he was.
Right.
And I went in, and it was Jeff Gittimer's shop.
Yep.
And Richard was having problems with Vari-Speed 150 boards on an Aero multi-printer. And I went into the shop, and I come to find out that Richard wanted stuff to go faster.
Oh, so, you think, huh?
Yeah. So he was turning the boards up as fast as they could humanly go, and there was a half-ohm resistor on the circuit board. You just couldn't take what Richard wanted it to do.
Right.
So I saw where the damages were occurring, went out to a Radio Shack, bought a different size wattage resistor, and did a circuit board repair on site, put them in, and took a fingernail polish and marked all of the sensors so I'd know that he couldn't move them again.
And he's
you're
taller
an electrician, though? You're an electrician, or what? Before this, your background was what?
I'm a certified automotive mechanic with a institute called NIAS, National Automotive Service Excellence.
Okay.
And I'm a digital electronic technician. My father was a electrical and electronic engineer, and I trained under him because I worked under him for 3 years. And
you told me last night at dinner he about electrocuted you.
He did, and
that's a great story.
I owe a lot to what he taught me. So I've learned everything from building maintenance to machinery to automotive.
You're the right guy to build equipment, then.
I've got a good sampling of it there.
Really?
Yes.
But how did Advance find you?
At Advance, I went into Advance as a building maintenance foreman. And I was looking for a position because I was at a tannery where my father was the maintenance foreman, and I knew my father would never retire, and the owner had said there was no place for growth except my father's job as the maintenance foreman.
Yeah.
Knowing my father, I knew he would never retire, so that would have been forever. So I gave notice, and Advance had an ad in the paper for a position of a maintenance foreman. I went to Advance.
Great story, though. I love it.
Got hired by Ken Falk,
right?
Who was the equipment sales manager, and they made me the maintenance foreman. He gave me a bunch of electrical diagrams to see if I could understand them. I explained them to him. I think I passed. So they hired me and made me the maintenance foreman. I started 2 weeks later on a Monday. Came into the maintenance department to find out. The maintenance foreman at Advance, basically, if something broke, they would call an outside contractor to come in and fix it.
Oh.
And that's what the maintenance foreman's job was. There were no people. So
nobody to form you.
Here's the phone numbers they're calling.
Exactly.
Right.
So I went to the owner, who happened to be Mel Green.
Right.
And I spoke to Mel, and I said, look, this is not what a maintenance foreman does. What I would like to do is if you'll allow me to know what you spend on maintenance per year, I will set up a budget to bring in maintenance people, and I'll stop your downtime period. Basically, they were spending about $300,000 a year in outside contractors for the maintenance repairs on the 5 plants that they had. I went out and hired 3 guys for $30,000. He allowed me to spend $25,000 on tooling. We took over their maintenance, and within 3 months, there was no more downtime at Advance, and it ran that way flawlessly until they made me their service manager. So at that point, Mel asked me to work in service, and that's where I learned about screen printing because I had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I learned about screen printing, and the very first phone call I took was for a Cameo flatbed press, and it wasn't stopping. And my answer to it was, what's a Cameo? I went to the.
A lot of the viewers watching are going to go, "What's a cameo?"
So I went to Plant 2, where they made the cameo, and there's a guy by the name of Alex Iacino.
Sure,
And
Alex.
I said, Alex, what's a cameo? And he showed me the press, and I go, do you have an electrical diagram? So he gave me an electrical diagram. I go, okay, where's these two switches? He showed me where the switches were, and I ran back and called the customer and told them which switch to adjust, and it fixed the
You
press.
went from maintenance to support? For
Yes.
Yeah.
Same day.
In the same moment,
day.
right?
Same
Now,
day.
Like that. That's so funny.
It was pretty amazing.
From what's a cameo to here's
Yeah.
how to fix it.
Exactly. And then after about a year in advance, they asked me to run one of their plants. And I ran one of their plants for about 3 months, and Mel asked me to run the rest of the plants. So after 6 months, I was running all their plants in their manufacturing, and I did that for approximately 5 years, and then I decided to start M&R as a service organization.
I saw a picture of you. I'm not sure who posted it. This goes back where you have hair,
Big hair.
big hair.
And I had hair, and it was brown.
yes. Yeah. I think you were working out of a garage or wherever you started.
That was the 600 square feet that M&R started in.
Right?
Okay, let's fast forward now to today. What's your new factory? How many?
The new factory is 6 miles away from where it is currently in Glen Ellen, and we are going into 320,000 square feet, which will be 40% larger than what we were with the two plants combined that are here in the U.S. We also have a plant over in Europe that we produce equipment over there for Asia and Europe. It's all metric. It doesn't come to the States at all. All the Americas are handled by the U.S., and Asia and Europe and the Middle East is handled by our facility in Europe.
Now this will be all under one roof now there at your new factory?
It's all under one roof, which is an amazing savings for us because we have 35 miles travel distance between the two factories currently, and we did a study on the cost factor of being in two factories versus one factory, and the cost difference in us in a brand new facility, we will save $100,000 a year by moving into a 40% larger facility.
Now you didn't build the building. This is an old Phillips building.
It's a Phillips building.
It's a Phillips building. They built it 12 years ago, and
so it's not an old building. Then.
No, it's only 12 years old. But to us, it was 4 walls.
Yeah.
We have some very industrial equipment that takes very, very thick concrete to support, and we have had concrete trucks in there for at least the last 2 months, pouring foundations for the building, for offices inside, as well as the CNC machines that we manufacture our product with.
And is the move happening now or is it happening soon?
It's now. We started in June. We're about 60% completed. We are manufacturing parts in Roselle now, but our sprays facility, our welding facility, and our assembly facility is still in Glen Ellen and Niles. So we are trucking the parts that we manufacture in Roselle back to the other factories. We purchased all new manufacturing equipment for Roselle, which was installed. We are now moving the equipment in behind it, so because we can't be down. Our backlog is too
Right.
great.
Yeah.
So we're moving it station by station. By December 31st, all the facilities should be into the new plant.
And the backlog on equipment now is what? Can you say?
There's always a
You
backlog.
want to say?
It hurts
There are
to
no
say.
sales.
It hurts to say.
It's
Okay.
about 20 weeks.
Oh,
Really? Wow.
Yes,
So somebody at the show that walks up to the booth.
20 weeks.
Yeah. Oh wow, that hurts.
It's not good.
No.
Our normal delivery times are 4 to 6 weeks, and it started at 17 weeks at the first day of the show. And I had a customer come in and actually wanted to buy a machine. We quoted it to him at 17 weeks and informed him that it'll change daily. And from the next day, it was from 17 to 20 weeks.
That because the market's so strong, or you guys are so good looking, or I mean, what's
All the above.
All the above, yeah.
The market is extremely strong worldwide. There seems to be a growth factor somewhere in the area of about 6% across the economies of the world. M&R's growth is approximately 15%. And at 15%, we're taking market share as well as bringing in new innovative product to go into marketplaces that we weren't in before.
So you're a winner of what the product of the year is what they call them here.
I
at
think
SGIA.
we actually won 4 Product of the Year awards this year.
You got Stryker, because I was back there taking pictures.
We got the Stryker, the M-Link X, which is our new high-speed digital machine.
That's there's a camera. Where's the
Correct. That machine is doing 1 black shirt a minute.
Yeah.
And a white shirt, it will do in about 24 seconds. So that's a new innovative product for us. That won the award. The iImage X, which is our large format digital printer. Last year, the iImage STE2 won the Product of the Year award. This year, the iImage XE, which is the cousin of it, just larger format, same type of technology, same innovative curing. And the Cruiser. The Cruiser is our little manual press. We call it our starter press. Our starter press is quite a distance ahead of what most people consider their frontline manual printer. But we call it a starter press because basically it's set up to prepare you for your automatic. If you're going to be a hobby shop, it's a great machine. You can do that forever. But if you're going to go into an automatic, this machine allows you to have the same screen sizes, same pallet sizes that are interchangeable with an automatic. You don't have to change your library when you go into it. Our Tri-Lock system works on it. It's a side clamp with micro. You can have it any way you want as long as it's 6-color, 4-station, side clamp, and it's blue.
Right. That's the menu. Oh, there's no choices here. No, that's fantastic.
We have it running down a production line. We can't make a change.
Yeah.
When you're selling a machine that should be selling for $6,000 for $3,000, you can't change
price
anything.
Point's great on that.
No substitutions.
No,
Zero.
It's great. So from 600 square feet to over 300,000 square feet. How long has that been? 20 years? 30 years?
Actually, we started November 13th, 1985. So this is our 30th year, November 13th.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Friday.
Yeah.
that's good. So what's coming up, new stuff? Anything new you can talk about?
There's a lot of new stuff coming up. We have an R&D department at M&R. We probably have the largest budget for R&D in the industry. And currently, we have 200 new products in the mix for the industry. We usually launch basically 15 per year, and there will be 15 new products that you will see in 2017. There has been 12 to 15 in 2016 so far. I don't want to really talk too much about what they are.
Right.
But
they're probably faster. They're going to still be blue, probably, but faster.
They will be blue.
They'll be faster and more efficient. Looking forward to see what you do with DTG, because you and I talked years ago, and you had nothing to do with DTG long time ago.
Yes.
Maybe you probably did, but didn't want to do it with me. But we talked a long time ago. But I always saw that Rich is going to jump in there and probably going to be the guy.
Well, we took our time and waited
smartly, I think.
In order for us to learn, we went the Epson route and had our people take the Epson machines and repurpose them and to learn, because our engineering was not involved in the digital side. They're very intelligent people. We have 26 master degree engineers on staff. So they know what to do, but they knew nothing about digital printing. So we started with an Epson, and then now we're at an industrial machine that we make. We made the M-Link, and then we went from the M-Link to the M-Link X. The M-Link basically is a Gen 4 machine with the Ricoh heads, and the M-Link X is a Ricoh Gen 5 head. Those machines have taught us all we needed to know about the digital arena, and so now we're addressing the pre-press needs of the industry, like pre-treatment, and then you will see higher speed, faster machines from M&R by the end of 2016. We will be a major player.
I believe it. Yeah. We got to wrap things up. The tech director is telling us it's time.
Giving us a poke.
I know you're busy because as I joked with you last night, you're always holding court. You go by the M&R booth, and you are an accessible guy. I think you have got it. You told me years ago, because of when you were on our forums, you were always answering questions, and it was good for business. And you're very accessible. I see you holding court all the time in your booth, and you're not sitting back in the little booth, and
No.
you're out there in the trenches talking to people, and I respect that. That's great. So.
Well, thank you. You know, the M&R is on a growth spurt right now. We plan on doubling the size of the machine. We've brought in some investors. A group called the Corinthian Group. The Corinthian Group is going to help us fund the next step. We are doubling the capacity of M&R in 6 months. So it's a quite costly endeavor, but when we get it completed, we hope to be, instead of 20-week delivery, one of the fastest deliveries in the industry. We're working on it.
Yeah.
To give you a little background about the Corinthian Group real quickly, Corinthian Group owns companies like Alumacraft Boat Company. They own the company that makes the turrets for all of your Humvees. So you just saw that large contract go out to Oshkosh for the new Humvee type machine. They are the chosen ones to make the turrets for all of those machines. So they're into industrial. They have mills that produce steel. So they're into this side of the world of manufacturing. And I think there will be a great partner that would allow us to still maintain control of operating the business, but take it to the next level with the advantages of not funding the entire thing.
Yeah, good. It's always a pleasure. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Rich, thanks very much.
Thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
us. Scott Richard Rich at the SGIA show in Atlanta, and brought to you by A History of Screen Printing. Where's your book?
It's too far deep
It's
down.
too far
History of
gone.
screen printing and
TBizNetwork.com.
how to print T-shirts. How to print T-shirts for fun and profit.
Sorry, commercial. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.